we can go ahead and take a look at this X-Men 97 trailer. Of course, this is a sequel series to the original X-Men 90s animated series, which I grew up watching as a kid. And I really enjoyed it. It's, dated by today's standards of animation. And, of course, there were numerous behind-the-scenes issues where they weren't able to do another season. Well, now, Chad, over 20 years later, they're finally doing it. They're finally giving us that next season. People are excited about it, Chad. We're going to be getting, I imagine, a lot of X-Men content in the future. This year, obviously, you have Deadpool and Wolverine. And I imagine a number of MCU X-Men films on the horizon in the back half of the 2020s into the 2030s. So let's start off and look at this trailer, Chad. I'll come back with my thoughts, come with your thoughts, and we'll have a nice little discussion.
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning.
Yeah!
Listings.
I'm grateful to have the chance to say goodbye. I am proud of you all, my X-Men.
Is that Caitlin McGee?
In our hands now.
Oh no, Caitlin! You're like Professor X.
We have to stay vigilant.
Professor X
The
like a big
professor
bag of
entrusted
germs.
us with his dream.
No matter how dark it is, we must believe in each other.
Oh, hell yeah!
We get this done by working together as a team.
Jeez, bub. Keep buzzing in my ear.
That looks pretty cool. Someone's preggers! Super prego. Oh, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty badass.
To me, my X-Men.
He said the thing! I like how they got Storm's hair.
Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Ah, that's cool. They're doing that arc where Magneto is like probably going to be the leader of the X-Men. He's going to take over for Charles Xavier. That's cool. That's neat. Yeah, I mean, listen, Chad, there's a lot of nostalgia in this, obviously. That theme song just gets you. That is like one of the catchiest, just instrumental theme songs to like any, children cartoon. It's up there of like Batman, the animated series intro theme, by Shirley Walker. The Spider-Man theme, Radioactive Spider Blood's just like, no. It's like, oh my God, just put it in my veins, right? So all us 90 kids are, looking forward to this. The animation, like, it's clearly not the same animation style. It's like, it's similar to it, but it's not exact. Obviously, you can kind of tell. But, they're trying to emulate it. I'm like, okay, I can go with it. And I imagine they'll be able to create, some scenarios and action sequences that they just were not able to create during that time period. And I imagine this show will be a little more mature. It's kind of going to grow up with the audience that watch it, chat. So probably we'll see, like, Wolverine, actually using his claws, because for people that don't know, like the original show, unless he was fighting robots, which he fought a lot of robots, he was able to use his claws. But so often he would square off against an enemy, and he goes, snicked out his claws, like, now I mean business. And then he would retract his claws and then jump at them and kick them. So I imagine he won't be doing that as often. They'll probably play homage to it to a degree. But it's like, all right, he's going to be using his claws. I like the one shot of Gambit. Infusing Wolverine's claws of his powers. He's probably gonna get like explosive stabs. I'm like, that's pretty badass. I do like that. I like that they've shown that there is some time has taken place from the original series. Charles is dead. Scott now is, the official seemingly leader of the X-Men. I love he says, come to me, my X-Men. I was like, oh, it's so fucking cool. Jean's prego. She got a big old prego tummy. So that's going to be interesting. And they're not going to hopefully do the whole Jean, Scott, and Logan, love triangle. I'm sick of that. And Scott does look like he's going to be a douchebag, which is also really refreshing and nice. So very excited for this. What about you guys? What do you think of the trailer? Are you liking what you're seeing? Are you liking the animation? For those who grew up on this show, were you just hit with that wave of nostalgia when that theme song came on? I certainly was hit. I was like, oh my God, this is great. So what do you guys think about this? I'm curious. Very curious. Member? I'm member, Kaz. Take a shot. He said the thing. They made the X-Men. Are people saying that? Oh my God. If anybody is like coming out and saying like X-Men got woke, it's like, then you never understood the X-Men. Like the point of the X-Men, like the whole thing, it was created out of the civil rights era. It's about a group, about a race of people who are stigmatized and hated upon because they're different from other people. And you have a team that's like, no, trying to help those fucking people and make sure they get the equal rights and opportunities that any other, normal person would get in this world. And the fact that I bet you're 100%, they'll definitely will. But at that point, then you never liked the X-Men or understood the point of the X-Men to begin with. Hilarious. I'm sure there are people out there right now that are doing just that. Just like fucking woke or whatever. I'm like, what? That word has lost all meaning at this point. Oh, Lord. Let's see. They're going to adapt the Infernal storyline of X-Men 97, says the Elite. Okay, bye, Kelsey Grammer. That wasn't Kelsey Grammer, Naya. Oh, Jean got a baby, but Apocalypse is going to steal the baby. Oh, we're going to steal the baby? X-Men, Star Trek. Let's see here. That's the whole point. It's the whole point. For one, the animation actually has a budget. That probably helps. They even bought that theme back song in Miss Marvel, and I think, yeah. No, they play it. No, they do play it. They go, they definitely played that theme. So once we get the cinematic version of the X-Men, like the MCU cinematic version, they'll play the fuck out of that song, which I'm so happy about. Love it. I did see they did remove Rouge's big booty cheeks because people don't know, Chad. If you haven't seen it, I'll go ahead and put it right here. But there's this infamous shot from the show, infamous but also glorious shot of when Rogue is knocked out of the sky by Apocalypse or someone, and she's like laying in front of Apocalypse, and you just see just her massive ass, and it's like, oh my God. And again, animators are horny, chat. And when I saw that as a kid, I was like, I like girls now. It's like that's kind of how I felt. I didn't see that much ass. Now, again, it doesn't mean it's not going to be, and it could be for, they might have snuck in some booty cheeks in this, but we don't know yet. But I did not see any rogue ass yet. Oh, Lord. Morph. Oh, Morph. Was Morph in the trailer? Was that Morph? Logan killed doors, walls, and sentinels. Yeah, that's what he did. It makes you remind me a bit of Invincible. Oh, I can kind of see that. I can kind of see that. I was excited until I remembered that Disney owns Marvel. Time to put on my pirate. Yarr. Yeah, for Disney Plus. Yeah, because this is exclusively for Disney Plus. But there are other ways to obtain it, no doubt about it. Husbando Gambit. Yeah, Gambit. He's an official member now of the X-Men. Looking pretty cool. Let's see. Ray Chase is doing a great Cyclops, as is his OG. Oh, his OG actor passed away. Yeah, he sounds good. I'm sorry to hear about the original actor. They took away Rogue's cake. Passes, mister. He's done with it. You want the booty cut. I understand, man. Let's see. Morph is non-binary, which makes sense. They can transform. They can really become any shape, any gender they want. Is that what they're doing for the show? I'll wait and see. If they say that, they've probably never read an X-Men comic in their life. 100%. People who say X-Men got woke or showing their balls about not knowing the source. 100. Yeah, they just don't. It's just like, oh my God. Like they're gonna those people who do that type of content, like that grifting content, they're gonna find themselves in an odd place because it's like, well, haven't you read any of the original X-Men material or seen any of the original movies? That's kind of the fucking point. So they're gonna try to find an angle on this, and I'm curious what it's gonna be. Black Snows already grow when this show was on. None of the live action movies have ever come close to me. Oh, you mean of this animated series? You're saying you're comparing it? People are also complaining about how they made Rogue's ass. I mean, I'm kind of complaining about that too. I'm complaining a little bit about that. If I have any complaints, it is that. It's not going to prevent me from watching the show. But it would be nice if her ass comes back. And for all we know, it will. Probably not. There'll be a fan cut, I'm sure. But I'm not feeling the show otherwise. It might be good, but I really wanted a new series. This feels nostalgia bait for me. I'll give it a shot when it comes out. Nah, it's fair. I think it's a fair criticism. Just want to do a new one. They have done other X-Men cartoons. I mean, not Disney, but, they have done some other ones. Like, of course, I loved X-Men Evolution back in the day, which I think is even better than the original 90s series. They did Wolverine and the X-Men. Have they done any others? I can't remember. But those are like the two big ones that I can think of on the top of my head. GC, I'm Gen Z, so I didn't grow up with the original cartoon. Oh my God, you're a baby. But I've seen a few episodes of Disney Plus, so I check this out. Nice. Dylan Murray, to the people who were saying X-Men 97 has gone woke, where the fuck have you been the last, I know, since the inception of the X-Men. Now, I thought Morph needs some lotion. Morph. Logan, Wolverine, he is so sad about Morph. He's the only fucking X-Man that cared about Morph. No one else gave a shit about him. Going back to the pasty muty series. Yeah, the Morlocks. They got to bring back the Morlocks, 100%. Well, it looks like they're bringing back the Sentinels. There's a few other things. Looks like we're there. Looks like Magneto's going to have a very different role, which would be fun. They gotta bring back the Morlocks. Don't tell me what to do. I saw Frasier butt. Fair enough. Good old Dr. Frasier. They did nerf Rogue's ass, and we need Rogue booty. Rogue always did have a great butt, but in the original, yep, indeed. You'll be looking regarded. 100%. X-Men is woke because Rogue doesn't have a dump truck. Is that what? No, are you serious? I thought this was being funny. Are people like literally making videos about that? I mean, I guess I kind of am right now too, but I'm more in a joking matter. It's like, I get it. They're not going to put that in. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if they want to put that in there. Oh, Christ. Marvel definitely giving us some X-Men appetite between this. Yeah, they are. I mean, they're leaning into that. I mean, Fantastic Four, obviously on the horizon, which they've released the cast. Finally, they've released it. You check out my video for the Fantastic Four cast. Now we're going to go over it again. Kind of said all I had to say about that one. Now I just want the movie. But yeah, so hoping the future of the MCU just leaning really heavily into X-Men and Fantastic Four. I'd like that. Something fresh, something new. Comic artist Mark Brooks recently drew an homage to that Rogue booty shot. Ooh, can you send me a link? Chris, I see why ass is highly looked upon. Yes. Rain is going to be 97 Rotten Tomatoes guaranteed. Hell yeah. Let's fucking go. Yeah, Bishop. Bishop is part of the, looks like the cast. I saw him pop up at the end. Let's see here. I do commissions if everyone needs that Rogue. Edgy Berserker. If you guys are in need of a Rogue ass, go ahead and contact Edgy Berserker. She can draw one for you. It'll be thick, round, and voluptuous. I am sure. I have no doubt. I'm 110% sure it'll be all of those things, chat. X-Men 92 97 is better than the live-action movie, says Black Snow. To be completely honest, I have not watched the original 90s X-Men cartoon in quite some time. I remember really liking it. I mean, Marvel Animation in the 90s, it never reached DCAU. It was never as good as Batman meets Superman or Batman Beyond, all those shows, right? It always felt like it was a step down from those. But I still like them. But, I don't know. Logan is so good, and the first Deadpool I really liked. I really like Days of Future Past X2. Plus two different mediums, but I like the X-Men 90 series. I do. I have to probably rewatch a little bit, just kind of get caught up on the story. All the people complain about it being woke are the usual. Oh, the usual suspect. Got you. Those guys. So it's just about the butt. Is that really what they're leading into? See, they found the angle. They found the voluptuous angle. My one question is, Gambit's still creeping on ladies in this new show? Probably not. He was as bad as Pepe Le Pew back in the day. I'm sure they've probably turned that down. I'm sure that's toned down. I mean, I'm sure he'll be a flirt. I'm sure he'll be a flirt with Rogue or something, or some of these characters. I'm not going after Jean or anything, that she's preggo with Scott's baby, so probably not going to happen. But Rogue, most certainly. Edgy Naya, excuse me. No, honestly, I wouldn't mind X-Men Evolution reboot. We deserve it anyway. There you go. Yeah, I agree. No, I really love X-Men. I kind of hope that going into the live-action X-Men movies, like the MCU's interpretation, they're going to take the X-Men Evolution approach where the majority of them are actually kind of kids or teenagers, since it's supposed to be a, like Xavier school of gifted youngsters, right? And then only a few members of the X-Men are actually adults and professors, kind of like what that show did, where Logan was a professor, Storm was a professor, Hank McCoy was a professor, but then all the rest of them, as far as I know, were kids, from Scott to Jean to Nightcrawler to, God, who else was that? Kitty, of course, So all that. Jubilee, of course. Now Wolverine and the X-Men. That was my X-Men cartoon growing up. Every time it came on Nicktoons Network. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get a second season. I have one big complaint about that show. Is just like it was very Wolverine focused, and like so much X-Men content is. And I didn't like how they handled Scott. They just made him a douchebag, which bothers me. Oh man. Let's see. Anyone say X-Men is this dumb new definition of woke or clueless and need to sit their asses down? Yeah, they just don't know. They don't know. English, what's that? I'm trying my best, Nye. I'm trying my best to talk. It's my first day back. Let's see here. Wolverine and the X-Men was the last X-Men series made before the extremely stupid Fox ban back in 2010s. This is the first anime project coming off their movie. Wow, Fox ban? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought it was like the last one, but I didn't know as to why it was. Interesting. Damn. The Fox News strategically helped to make Fox lose their rights to X-Men and get them back to... Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Huh. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it wasn't like Fox did it. It's just like they just weren't featuring the X-Men characters in certain things. Like, wasn't that like in Marvel vs. Capcom? Like, there just wasn't like there was like missing mutant characters and shit. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. I know what you're talking about now. I hadn't thought of that in a while. Very good. Literally one of the most famous scenes in X-Men movies is Ice Man basically coming out his family about being a mutant. Yeah, exactly. And it's like totally like an allegory to being gay. Good point. I'm sure. I bet if that scene, I would love to hear that's like a great scene in that movie. That's my favorite, like the original kind of era of X-Men films. Like X2 is pretty goddamn good, and at the time people were like, "Oh, this is great." But I wonder if now that would get like so much, of that negative criticism because it's fucking woke. But I'm sure it would. What a bunch of jabronis. Bishop, you're part of the X-Men. Congratulations, man. You're a mutie of the future. Oh well. I hate looking up comic videos on YouTube. I keep getting videos on how comics are woke and just noise. Oh, sure. I don't care about your hate. I just want to know about the new comic. Yeah, that's what I kind of want to do with my, like Comic Corner, which, I'm just highlighting things that I really like and that you guys have suggested to me that I've been exposed to. So trying to make that like a positive comic video. Or it were not even some of the comics that I might have read, I dislike, not even that, but more of just like literally reviewing it as like a person who is passionate about comics and stories and things. And yeah, I'll highlight what I like, but also highlight what I dislike, obviously, and critique it, to whatever degree. But not approaching it with that grifter mindset, which I feel like is definitely plagued criticism as of late, which is annoying. Or pay $50K for a cartoon. Hell yeah. I'll do that. I'll do Edgy. I will pay you $50,000 and you need to have Rogue chase me. But every time she does so, her big booty cheeks are clapping. So I always know she's right behind me. I need to know. Oh, you hear her before you see her. X-Men Bad were my animated soap opera. Yeah, they kind of were soap opera. I mean, X-Men's always been a soap opera. 100%. X-Men's a soap opera before. I would honestly describe X-Men as a soap opera before it being a superhero thing. Oh my lord. All those fucking people. That's the thing about X-Men. It's kind of unique in a way. Where even compared to because the Avengers is like a revolving cast, they don't exactly all live with each other, right? They have their headquarters, but like every fucking character in the X-Men for the most part like lives in the mansion, right? And they're not always gonna get along, and that's the soap opera shit. That's the love triangle between Scott and Jean and Logan. That's where all that shit happens, right? They're all fucking each other. They're all hot. Like even the ugliest of them all in the X-Men is still like super sexy. Would be like on the cover of like a magazine or some shit like that, right? Or a model. There's not a single goddamn Morlock that's been in the X Mansion. Charles definitely has his biases. Magneto is just like, yeah, you gotta give it to Magneto. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you look like, okay? Join my brotherhood. He's like, he has the Blob and Toad, Mystique, right? He doesn't care if you're ugly. He's like, yeah, join me. So in a way, Magneto's a little more, I don't know, understanding than Charles Xavier.